What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we are going to be comparing platinum to diamonds. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so everyone kind of knows something about platinum. Even if you don't stack it, you know it exists, probably. I hope, at least. But today I want to talk about platinum and diamonds. Now, obviously, I don't have any diamonds because, like many of you, I think that they kind of have been found out to be somewhat of a scam in a way. And the reason most people think diamonds are a scam is because they can be artificially created in a lab. Now, I know the opinion kind of varies on that. Some people are all about it, some people aren't. But I kind of want to talk about the similarity between diamonds and platinum, because a lot of people look at them in both lights, or in the same light, I should say. And what I mean by that is people look at diamonds and they say, oh, that's not like gold and silver because it can be created in a lab. It's never been considered as money. It hasn't been around since the dawn of time. When you read about in the Bible, some of the stuff in the Bible talks about gems and stuff like that, but diamonds aren't really seen in the Bible the way they are today. Like gold and silver has been seen pretty much in the same light since the dawn of time. Everyone has considered gold and silver, to an extent, in the same light as far as being valuable, worth money, rare. But I want to talk about platinum today because a lot of people are skeptical on platinum and they use the same excuse. They say, oh, platinum's too new, platinum's not as well known, platinum, it has its area in industry, but other than that, it's not very valuable. And a lot of people say that when the auto manufacturers switch over to electricity or just find another source to filter emissions, they're going to get rid of platinum and there'll be no need for platinum and platinum's price will tank. I'm going to tell you why I think that is kind of false logic, false thinking type of scenario. Platinum is a metal, right? It's a metal just like gold and silver is a metal, like steel and aluminum and copper and everything else. But one thing is, it's also a very rare metal. Now, we have to really take a look at what is the reason people give gold and silver its value. A lot of it has to do with its rarity. A lot of people look at the industry that gold and silver are used in as a reason as to why the price has increased. But realistically, way back in the day, it was just looked at as a rare metal. It was hard to come by, and so because of that, it must be valuable. It was also probably shiny and shinier than most other metals. A lot of metals are just really dull and kind of common. So people are like, oh, I don't want steel. I don't want aluminum. You can find that everywhere, and it doesn't look that good. I mean, it probably boils down to that simplicity, in the beginning at least. Now we kind of realize there's industrial uses and things like that, and we understand its actual rarity, or at least a better sense of it in today's world. But platinum it sits in that same realm as the gold and silver. The only thing it doesn't have going for it is the amount of time people have known about it. And so that in turn affects the value people give it. People say, oh, platinum hasn't been around since the dawn of time like gold and silver, so I'm a little skeptical about it. Well, I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't let that affect your interest in getting some platinum into your stack. The reason for that is Everyone wishes that they got into gold and silver back when it was a very low price. They wish that they got back in the 90s and the 80s, maybe even before they even stopped making money out of silver and even gold. I know there was a buyback of the gold and that kind of ended there, but silver didn't end until 1964. And really the reason they took it out of currency was because it finally became more valuable than the currency that was being printed on it, the quarters and the dimes and stuff. So platinum, I think, it kind of lags behind. But I believe that the same thing can happen to platinum that has happened to gold and silver, where the price skyrockets, people finally listen and understand, and then it's kind of too late. It's not too late. It's really never too late, because at the end of the day, this will always have a price. It'll never be priceless. So you'll always be able to get into it no matter what the price is. It just kind of depends on your budget and what kind of money you have on hand to spend on precious metals and investments and things like that. But now is really the time to get in, because its value is very low. I mean, heck, I bet most people even wish they could get gold at $1,000 an ounce. If you could, you'd probably pick it up a whole lot now that you know where we sit today at almost $2,000 an ounce. And gold was at $1,000 an ounce not that long ago. In fact, most of y'all's lifetime, it was probably $1,000 an ounce at some point, or less even. And so for me, that would have been like high school or before. So I wasn't really focusing on that when I was more or less a kid. But I still could have had the opportunity, because I had a job in high school. I made money. I also came from a somewhat upper class family. So Christmas and birthday, I always had lots of money given to me, and I could have invested it, and I wish I would have invested it. Instead, I probably just blew it on something stupid. But regardless, platinum has the potential. All it will take is enough people to realize its rarity to increase in value substantially, because platinum is much more rare than gold. We know that for a fact. We know there is less platinum in the earth than there is gold. Diamonds only recently were found out to be kind of a scam in regards to their value. A lot of people thought they were rare, right? And they are rare in the natural form, but they can be reproduced. So they can be basically replaced, right? Diamonds can be replaced with just scientifically going through the whole process. You used to have to wait for diamonds to form in the earth. Now we can make them in a lab. Now, some people say they have the ability to tell the difference between a lab-made diamond and a earth-made diamond, but at the end of the day, they're both diamonds. So you're really just saying, oh, I have an authentic earth-created diamond, which not many people are really buying into that whole kind of logic and way of thinking. If you can make platinum in a lab, it would tank in value. Same with gold and silver. If you could reproduce gold and silver, it would tank. It'd be worthless. People would start to find out, and they'd be like, I don't know about all that. Gold and silver aren't worth anything anymore now that we know that it can just be mass produced in a lab. But we know that that can't happen with metals. And so platinum is a metal. And so it can't be ever reproduced. And so all it will take is people to realize its rarity, which I believe will happen sooner than later. Also, the majority of platinum is mined in Africa and Russia. Almost 80 to 85%, I believe, is mined in both of those countries. And if you know anything about politics, or you've been listening to the news, or you understand anything about those two regions of the world, their government, their politics, and everything that goes on is kind of volatile at times. A lot of times, actually. A lot of times they have riots, they have strikes, They have protests. They have all kinds of stuff going on in those countries. They're not the most stable countries in the world. I'm not trying to say there's anything bad about that. And I'm not trying to say there's anything bad about the people that live in those countries. But those countries do suffer from a lot of problems over time. And so the fact that this metal is mined mainly in countries where stability is not close to being guaranteed or a usual thing, it kind of teeters on stable / completely chaotic world they're living in. You know, anything is possible with these metals. All it would take is one of those two areas, Africa or Russia, to either go into war, either just completely outright stop mining, stop working, you know, go bankrupt, whatever. And these metals will basically double. I mean, if you cut off half the supply, almost half the supply of a metal, you're going to see the price increase substantially. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. A lot of the mines are still closed, and a lot of weird things are going on in the world. And so the price of metals across the board, really, except for platinum, kind of is staying lower, have skyrocketed. So I just kind of wanted to make this little kind of fun comparison between diamonds and platinum. I spent most of the time just talking about platinum, but I do want to point that out because I know that's a big deal. A lot of people don't see diamonds in the same light that they used to, and that's because they can be reproduced in a lab, and a lot of people feel like they've been kind of scammed when they go and buy a diamond ring and they pay all this money, and the only thing of real value is whatever metal the ring was made out of. So if you have a 14 karat gold ring and it's like a couple grams, you might have $100, a couple $100 maybe, but the diamond's not really going to be worth anything. If you take a diamond ring into a pawn shop, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, the diamonds, we're not going to really pay you for the diamond. We'll pay you for the metal and the ring, but we're not going to pay you for the diamond because the pawn shop knows that the metal is where the value's at and the diamond is just kind of a gimmick, you know. So just kind of wanted to make this fun video talking about platinum, comparing it to diamonds and the way people view it, and just talking about platinum and why I think right now it's kind of viewed in the same light as a diamond, as people aren't sure. They're like, you know, they tie it so much to industry. They tie its value so much to industry. But you got to look at it like gold and silver. Why are gold and silver valuable? A lot of people say silver is industry, but we all know it's also rarity and the metal itself. You know, using metals as money is popular because there's only so much. You can't print more. That's why people are against the fiat dollar. You can print an unlimited amount of dollars. So why is this paper money worth anything unless it's backed by something? Backed by the federal government? I love America and I think our government is okay. It's definitely better than many other countries. We have more freedoms than a lot of other countries, but at the same time, I don't really trust them that much to, you know, put my full faith and credit in. So, yeah, guys, just kind of wanted to talk about platinum and diamonds and things like that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, we will see ya.